So, the question many people have been asking, will Arin get an elemental power? And if so, what will it be? We know that Arin certainly wants an elemental power, and according to this book, his goal is to unlock his elemental power. But will he actually get a power? Well, he's got this unique thing with Spinjitzu going on. We know Arin taught himself Spinjitzu, and the Spinjitzu he taught himself is actually a new version of Spinjitzu. He can also transfer Spinjitzu energy into inanimate objects he throws, an ability no one else has ever demonstrated. Now, someone being able to do Spinjitzu does not indicate that they have elemental powers, as plenty of people without powers have learnt Spinjitzu. However, the fact Arin taught himself, came up with a new version, and is able to transfer Spinjitzu energy leads me to believe there is something going on here. So far, there isn't an explanation for Arin's Spinjitzu abilities, and him being an elemental master wouldn't really explain it. Now, Spinjitzu was created by the first Spinjitzu master, who was half dragon and half Oni, and it is quite likely that Spinjitzu came from the dragons, an idea the creator of Ninjago said is possible. This is because when dragons cross realms, they spin in a motion similar to Spinjitzu. We see this in Hunted Season 9, however, we also see this in the Ninjago pilots. And in those pilots, this spinning motion the dragons used to cross into the underworld looks very similar to Spinjitzu. So, what if? The reason Arin is so naturally talented at Spinjitzu is because he is part dragon. Now you may think this sounds ridiculous, but in all of the Dragon's Rising sets, we see this image on the box art. And here we have the full image. Half of it is Arin, and half of it is a lightning dragon. There is clearly an implied connection between the two. Arin also has a ninja suit head covering that hasn't shown up in the show yet, but it is in the intro of the show and is in the sets. And for some reason, his ninja suit has horns, like dragon horns. And in this image, we can definitely see the parallel between his ninja suit's horns and the lightning dragon's horns. Then there's the fact that Arin literally has a dragon on his clothing, and none of the other ninja have dragons on their clothing. Only Arin does. Additionally, Arin looks up to Lloyd, and it is clear the show is trying to strengthen the mentor-student relationship between them. Since Lloyd himself is part dragon, Arin also being part dragon would potentially bring them closer. And the show is called Dragon's Rising. It is all about dragons. So, the main character being part dragon would make a lot of sense. It's already been revealed that some dragons can talk via telepathy, so maybe one of Arin's parents is secretly a dragon. Or Arin is adopted. After all, we've already had various adopted characters in the show. I was also entertaining the idea that Arin could also be part Oni, as the horns on his suit resemble Oni horns. And because of Mistake, it's known that not all Oni are necessarily evil. However, there isn't much evidence for this, although I do think the Oni will likely show up in Dragon's Rising. After all, the Oni disappeared and we still have no idea what happened to them, and there is a lot of history and lore between Onis and dragons. So a show centered on the dragons would logically bring up the Oni as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just want to say that I recently relaunched my shop, so you can check out all my cool pins and keyrings if you want. Anyway, feel free to like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos.